Finding that nice cross-legged position. And if you are using an essential oil this morning, go ahead and put a drop or two into the palm of your hand. So I'm using a citrus blend today. Citrus is very uplifting, also helps to inspire creativity and help us let go of limitations and insecurities. So whether or not you're using an oil, let's just take a couple of big breaths in. So draw the breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Let's do that 2 more times. In through the nose and out through the mouth. 1 more time. And if you haven't already, setting the hands on the lap or palms up on the knees. Sitting up nice and tall in the spine, feeling the sit bones grounding to the mat. Closing the eyes, close the mouth, and start to breathe deeply and slowly in through the nose and out through the nose. Now, the theme of today's practice is to focus on surrendering and receiving. The goal is to release control of your surroundings and the seductive illusion of the physical world. Surrender to the energy of the Creator and spiritual surroundings, and receive the many blessings of abundance that is yours to claim. Now, the sequence today balances what Chinese medicine calls the kidney meridian, which is essential for mind and body health. When the kidney chi is revitalized, you'll feel vibrant and relaxed. In this sequence, we'll do some passive back bends because the kidney channel flows through the lower back. We'll flow through some postures and some seated forward bends that will act as counter poses and stimulate the urinary bladder meridian, which intersects all the other energy meridians in the body. Taking a moment now just to set your intention for the practice. Perhaps you'll focus your intention on surrendering and receiving today. Surrendering that which no longer supports you or serves you, and receiving all the things that do. Now let's do a few breaths of triangle breathing. So just take a nice big exhale, then a nice big inhale for about a count of 3 to 4. Breathe in, breathe out, and hold for 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe in, turn around at the top, exhale, hold at the bottom for 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, exhale, hold for 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's do that again. Inhale, exhale, and hold for 4, 3, 2, 1. Now relax the breath and just find that relaxed, steady breathing. Now on the next breath, let's transition into butterfly pose. So allowing the feet to come together, knees to come wide. Option to have those feet further away from the hips, giving those hips a little bit more space, or bringing the feet closer finding a more intense stretch in the inner thighs. So usually in Yin Yoga, because we are holding it for about 3 minutes or so, we tend to have the feet a little further away. Tends to be just a little bit less intense on the hips, but everybody's going to feel something a little bit different. So in this posture, I encourage you to open into the inner thighs, breathing into that area, feeling everything open up, while also keeping your breath and attention on your kidneys. So just kind of think lower back, kind of just below the rib cage in the back. Focus on those nice, slow, steady breaths and really being mindful of what you're doing right now, staying in this present moment. If you feel your mind wander, just tell yourself, come back, stay present. Feel your body on the mat and just paying attention to what matters, which is this present moment. Now, this practice of mindfulness on the mat will help you live mindfully off the mat, which will allow you to lengthen your life and develop your wisdom. Now, the affirmation for today's practice, which you can repeat as much as you'd like, is I surrender and receive love, joy, and abundance. I surrender and receive love, joy, and abundance. I surrender and receive love, joy, and abundance. On the next breath, slowly begin to rise up. Take the hands behind the back and just gently start rocking those knees side to side in a windshield wiper movement. Now from here, let's come onto the hands and knees. The hands right underneath the shoulder, the knees right underneath the hips, and we'll do a couple of cat-cows. So let's inhale, draw the belly in, and drop the belly down with the inhale, look up. This is where we receive. And as you exhale, round into the spine, exhale and surrender. Inhale, receive. Exhale, surrender. Inhale. Exhale. Nice, slow, controlled movements with your breath, going at your own pace. On the next breath, bring the toes together, knees wide. Let's come into child's resting pose. Forehead to the ground, arms extend, fully surrendering.
Just allowing your breath to soften. Feeling the body relaxing with each breath. Gentle opening in the hips. In a forward fold such as this, we're focusing on the urinary bladder meridian, which is on the front side of the body. Basically an energy line that runs from the top to the bottom of the body. So use that breath to just encourage that flow of energy. On the next breath, slowly begin to rise onto your hands and knees, and then come forward gently, allowing the hips to drop as much as you feel okay. This is high cobra. And then exhale, allow those hips to drop back again into child's pose. So we're gonna do about 1 minute of a nice flow here, back and forth. So high cobra, look up, open the chest, receive, exhale, sitting the hips back, nice and slow, surrender. Inhale, high cobra, breathe in, receive, exhale, push back, surrender. Keep going with the flow of your breath, just feeling how the body feels as we flow to each posture. One more each way. And when you come back up to high cobra, take yourself, allowing the hips to come to the ground, taking your elbows right underneath your shoulders, coming into Sphinx pose. So a beautiful posture for the back, opening into the vertebrae in the lower back. Surrendering the hips to the ground, releasing stress and tension as you open up and breathe through the lungs and receive. With every breath, allowing yourself to receive love, joy, and abundance, and sending healing energy through the body. As we hold these longer postures, remember it's all about the breath. Training ourselves to take those nice big inhales and exhales. Letting the belly expand as it rises and falls. Allowing our body to rest as much as possible here. the next breath, let's take those elbows out to the side, allowing your chest to come towards the ground and actually set on the ground. The forehead rests right on top of stacked hands, coming into what's called crocodile pose. Very nice, relaxing posture. Now, on the next breath, we're going to stay in this position, but we're going to draw the right knee up towards the chest, coming into half frog. So with this posture, you want that knee to be at 90 degrees in the hips, 90 degrees in the knee, and then draw the toes up towards the shins for 90 degrees in the ankle. Hands can stack again and either rest the forehead on the hands, the right cheek if you want a little bit of a deeper rotation, or the left cheek. So a nice gentle opening on the inner thighs. Staying in that relaxed space. Maybe even revisiting the affirmation for the day. I surrender and receive love, joy, and abundance. So whatever that looks like or means to you, just stay in that energy today. As we take care of our body in these nice long holds, we train our mind to stay in the present moment by perhaps focusing on what's happening in our body, maybe the affirmation, and just connecting to our spiritual self by just keeping the attention inwards and tapping into those positive feelings, the state of being which we desire. On the next breath, gently bring your head or your forehead to the hands for a moment. Maybe you lift off the hands. I'm just going to switch to the other side. So straighten that right leg. Maybe stop in the center just to shake those hips a little bit. And then the left leg can go up. So left leg comes up to 90 degrees in the hip, 90 in the knee. Draw the toes up. So it's 90 degrees in the ankle. And from here, the forehead on the hands, right cheek or the left sets down finding the nice relaxation on this side. Feeling your body just surrendering and being at peace in this position.
Paying attention to anything that the body might be saying.
Really paying attention to see if the muscles are tensing around the area. Sometimes it's just like an unconscious tension in the muscles. So just really focus on the area and encourage the body just to relax. Use your breath to help it relax. Now on the next breath, gently lift the chest just enough so that you can push your left leg back. Take the hands behind the shoulders, lifting up onto the hands and knees. And then from here, keep your hips above the knees, so nice and high. Walk your hands forward, kind of as far as you can go, and then drop to your elbows. So elbows should be a little bit further forward than the shoulders. Palms will come together. From here, you can slowly start to push your forehead to the ground, chest towards the thighs. Either leave the hands where they're at or take the hands behind the head. You should feel this lengthening in the side of the back and opening and strengthening in the back. Don't stay here for too long, just a few breaths. Now on the next breath, release the hands. Come forward slightly. Take your hands underneath the shoulders. Now from here, we're going to keep those hips up nice and high again. You're going to take the left arm underneath the right and drop that left shoulder to the ground. Head comes to the ground as well. So hips are up high. Just let everything surrender to the ground. Top arm just rests, extended above the head. Nice gentle opening in the back of the left arm. Focusing on those nice big inhales and exhales. Anytime you can go back to that triangle breathing. One inhale, and exhale, and hold. Finding whatever works for you. Now on the next breath, take that right hand underneath the shoulder. Use it to slowly begin to rise. Now before we go the other side, we're going to push the hips forward, coming back into Sphinx pose, giving that back a little break, a little counter posture. So dropping those shoulders down and away from the ears, shining that chest proud. Now work on seeing if those legs and glutes can just completely relax and release. Opening into the back and that nice gentle back bend one last time. Just another couple of breaths here. from here, coming back up onto hands and knees. Let's go right to the other side of that rotation. So let's take that right hand. So keep the knees under the hips, hips high. Right hand underneath. Dropping that forehead to the ground. Finding those nice breaths. Letting your body fully surrender on this side, noticing if this side feels a little bit different than the other. Feel the gentle opening in the back of the right shoulder. Really staying focused on the breath. This is such a beautiful posture, just like child's pose, to just fully surrender. Giving yourself that gift of just stillness and relaxation, something that most of us don't do very much, not enough. During this practice of self-care, this is your time to just embrace the stillness. Another breath or two here. And on the next inhale, come on up and have a seat. So we're going to extend that right leg off to the side. Left leg will bend. Sitting up nice and tall. Now, depending on how that knee feels, you can either have that foot pushed away a little bit, or you can draw it in nice and close, whatever feels better for you. Then from here, we're going to slowly start to lean straight forward. Now, if your body rolls off to the side a little bit, that's okay. But what we're looking for is an inner thigh stretch on that right leg. So allowing yourself to come down as far as you feel you can. You are welcome to sit up taller though. And only going to that position that feels good. this posture is a beautiful posture to open up into the hips. As we release the inner thighs. Focusing on the breath. And often I like to practice in just silence. Giving my mind and body that opportunity, giving me that opportunity to focus on my mind and body. On the next breath, slowly begin to rise up. And we'll just gently bring our hands behind us, and before we switch to the other side, just a nice gentle side to side windshield wiper movement, just to release the back, release the hips. When you're ready, let's go to the other side. So left leg extends, right leg tucks in, sitting tall, and slowly start to lean into the pose. Taking note if this side feels different than the other. Taking the time you need to come into the posture. No need to rush. About another minute here. On the next breath, slowly begin to rise. Now from here, we're going to extend that right leg out, bringing both legs nice and wide, sitting tall, pushing forward so that the top of the hip bones comes forward and the sit bones stay back. And from here, leaning into the stretch, taking your time, letting your body feel that opening as you, with every breath, go a little deeper and deeper. So exhale, surrender, releasing feelings of tension, anxiety, and fear. And inhale, receive joy, love, and abundance. Also using that breath to help the body relax. Another 45 seconds or so. Breath, slowly begin to rise up. Bend into the legs. Let's slowly come into lying down on the back. As you do, just draw the knees in towards the chest, gently rocking side to side, giving that back a little relief. When you're ready, take those feet to the ground, lift the hips up, shift them to the left slightly, and let both legs or knees fall to the right. Arms are open, palms up or palms down. Head looks off to the left. Starting to wind down our practice with a nice rotation and for the spine. Great for the digestion. On the next breath, let's take the head to the center. One knee at a time, draw the knees up towards the chest. Hug them in again, gently rock side to side. And from here, set the feet down to the ground. Lift the hips up gently, shift them to the right, and drop the knees to the left. Head rolls off to the right. Finding that nice rotation on this side, noticing if it feels different, making any adjustments that you need to. Just fully enjoying these last few moments of stillness and silence. On the next breath, take the head back to the center. Knees back up, lifting the legs in, or the knees in towards the chest. Nice gentle rock side to side. Now from here, let's take our feet so that they're shining up to the sky. You can either take your hands behind the knees and draw the knees off to the side, or reach for the toes, coming into happy baby. So allowing the hips to open, you can do a gentle rock from side to side. Breath, release the legs all the way to the ground, extending the feet about hip distance apart, if not wider. Toes flop off to the side, shoulders, blades tuck in behind the back, palms open. resting, releasing, relaxing. As you rest here in silence, remember today's affirmation to surrender and receive love, joy, and abundance. As you rest, let that settle into each one of your cells. So you can take that with you when you're off the mat for the week. Breath. Make that breath a little deeper. Slowly start to wiggle the fingers and the toes to wake up the physical body. Maybe reach overhead, do a nice big morning stretch and a yawn. And draw the knees in towards the chest. When you're ready, rolling off to the right or left hand side into fetal position. And then coming up into a comfortable seated position. Now, if you are using oil, go ahead and put another drop of oil in your hands, finishing up here. I'm using an oil called Elevation Blend, very energizing and stimulating, and helps us support our self-worth. So even if you're not using oil today, hands can go at the heart center if you're using oil right against, close to the nose to inhale. Now this week, take in today's affirmation, take it with you, surrender and receive. Taking note as you go through your week, what needs to be surrendered and what you want to receive. Use your breath to allow those things to happen. Taking the hands to heart center. Wishing you all much love, joy, and many blessings. Namaste.